We are back once again. Gina is with us back in the house. Fred is not. I'm not sure what Fred's doing, but he couldn't
Well,
make it
we'll see
tonight.
how long I'm here because of the fireworks.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome, guys, to another edition of Outside the Box Live. We are back. It is that time again. And, okay, why isn't my Instagram doesn't like want to connect? Sorry, Instagram people. Um, I'm not sure why. Anyway, okay, so it looks like we're not streaming on Instagram tonight because it will not connect, even though I did it right. Um, it is the 4th of July weekend.
Wow, wow, wow.
Last, I don't know about you guys, but last night, Molly was a basket case. And I have no other way to put it.
I was.
Xavier and Loki down here basically slept through it.
I was good for a little bit with it. Then they had some kind of flash bang. They were really freaking loud, and it looked like they were like right in my fucking window. I'm sorry about the language. Um, that kind of triggered me a bit. There was like three of them, and it's just I got really. I had my TV on and up loud, and I still had problems.
Yeah, they're the only ones that actually freaked out Xavier.
Molly was like, if she could have climbed like into my head, she would have. Literally. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm not like streaming on my profile. So God only knows. All right, so we're just gonna roll with what we got. Chalking up his technical difficulties. Um,
I'm going to share from Mike's page onto mine and onto the back room.
it's yeah, mine's coming up on my profile and it's not, and I have no clue why. But all right, it is what it is. If something doesn't go wrong, it's not the show. All right. So anyway, guys, welcome to 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody had a good 4th. So tonight, basically, if you want to chime in and check in and just say, hey, like, what did you do yesterday? Did you do anything today? Are you doing anything tomorrow? Let us know. Let's talk about it. Yesterday, I am Molly. You're okay, girl. Molly, you're all right. Hiya, girl. You're all right. Yesterday, go ahead. Go in the cubby. Yeah, Molly's already starting to hear the boom, boom outside, and I got the AC on. I got, like, trying to make noise, and then she still hears it. You're all right, girl. You go, you lay down. Um, Yesterday, though, was so bad. I mean, I love the 4th of July. I love hearing the fireworks. Each time you hear a boom, like she would like literally jump, like literally like she's like jumping, trying to like get in. You can't get any closer, dog. But I feel bad for her because she's scared. Yeah, and they're going off now already. Son of a b! It's 9 o'clock. All right. So what'd you guys do yesterday?
About the same thing I'm doing right now.
Hey, John, what's up?
What's up, John? Happy 4th weekend, buddy.
And shopping.
Hi.
I got out of the house for a bit.
I saw you post you. How did that scooter thing work?
After a little while, my legs started hurting from it, like around the knee.
Uh-huh.
But I was able to sit down on it too. I could use it as a seat when I had to. So that
Good.
helped.
Good.
Not to mention that she looked, not to mention that she looked really, really good.
She looked what?
Really, really good.
Ah. It's
I'm very attracted to my girlfriend. Let's put it that way.
well, I really hope so. I hope you are. Are you going to be living with her, or is she living with you, or however you want to call it?
We're living together. How's that?
Living together.
We're living our best lives.
Yesterday, they said the fireworks. I heard like everything like it sounded like West Pittston was getting bombed. That's how bad the fireworks were, and
Actually, I'm sure West Piston probably was getting bombed.
probably was.
I was.
I wasn't, but
Should be watching
I did have a beer. I did have a beer yesterday. I'm trying to like for now. I can't. I try and drink a beer and it kills my stomach, so I can't drink beer really anymore.
I have hard cider.
There was this.
I'm gonna see if my. Is it right?
No, turn it around. You can't see the. You're seeing the back of the can. Oh, there we go. That looks good.
I haven't tried this one yet. There's 4 different flavors in my pack, and this is the 3rd flavor I'm trying. This is just the regular apple cider.
I've been drinking. Never mind.
You've been drinking all day?
No.
No, yesterday.
No.
Oh, okay.
I drink before bed.
It's we went to if whoever who didn't may or may not saw it yesterday on my this morning on my channel I have the redneck parade.
Thing?
The redneck parade, and my buddy gets all these different like made beers for I don't know where he gets them, how he gets them, but he gets them. So I tried one, I forget, but it was actually really good. Yeah, we had fun at the redneck parade. Someone brought a rooster with a leash.
I saw that. That was cute.
It was. I'm looking. Cause my buddy goes, "It's a rooster," and I'm looking. I'm like, well, first we thought it was a chicken. The way we saw it, the way she was holding it, looked like a chicken. Like, holy crap, that's a chicken! And we're like, wait, no, that's a rooster. But yeah,
actually, you asked.
I did ask. Yeah.
See, there's I have problems with that. Like if I owned a male cockerel like that, number one, I would say no, it's not a rooster, it's my cock. Number two, his name is Punky. He's Punky Rooster.
Then we were talking to okay. I'm on live now from my Facebook page. Cool. It's funny because we're talking to another. Well, I heard another guy talking saying that he has a rooster called Cluck Norris.
That's a good name.
It's yeah, the redneck parade is always interesting. Last year there were people that we met who had something with the show Moonshiners. Like they knew one of the actors. I don't know who the actor was, but it was an actor that they knew, and it was you never know who you're going to meet at the redneck parade. We always have a good time, and this year I almost streamed it, but I'm like, you know what, I'm just in case the connection I didn't, but next year I might stream it because I figured out that my new phone service actually gets service where we sit. I was like, yay. But I hope everybody who watched that video liked the video. I'm going to give a shout out to Susan. She'll be probably chiming in at one point. Susan asked me, and we're going to do it during the middle of the show when we get more people viewing. She wanted me to put up a picture of her dad to kind of give a tribute to her dad. And I put the picture in the group chat. So we're going to do that a little bit later on too. With my videos, people are saying your voice is off. And I'm using Pinnacle Studio, and there's an issue. Like when I'll take a video with my camera, the video and audio are perfect, but Pinnacle was doing something that it was lagging off the voice with the voice and the audio, and it was a pain in the ass. But I think I figured out how to fix it. I went on YouTube and started going Pinnacle hacks and tweaks and crap. And I think I got it fixed.
I have problems with audio and video sync on occasion. With this, now when I use another program, like I have a cheap program that I didn't pay for, it's perfect. But with Pinnacle, when I paid like $100 for, I have issues, of course. I use Sony. It's like the professional. I paid hundreds for it. I forget what it.
See, I'm
it's
having
like
a
an
hard
older
time
version.
hearing you guys.
Vegas. I'm sorry. Vegas 15 I use, which is an older version. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say, Gina. Sorry. I mean, I'm using the same setup I use every week.
I hear you. I hear you good now. Like before, in the beginning, you were kind of a little muffled or something. But I hear you.
I didn't hook up my headphones. I was using the phone's microphone.
I would do it. But yeah, guys, if anybody wants to tell us what you did yesterday, did you do anything today? What's going on tomorrow? Let's chat. Today I did today I was gonna clean my car. Oh, today I was in the mood for I'm down to 303 pounds.
Congratulations.
Cool.
I didn't weigh myself. I'm weighing myself every Monday, so we'll see. So I was dying for a hoagie today. Just wanted but not from Subway, not from Jersey, just a good old school deli hoagie. Nobody was freaking open. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like,
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like,
I was like that the other day. I wanted to go up to Peter's and get a hefty that I always get from there.
I forgot about Peter's.
I messaged my friend who works up there to see if there's like a handicapped access area where I can go in, like with the knee scooter. And she said, yeah, you can use the back door, but we're not open until Monday.
Oh, that would have done me any good anyway. Maybe if I did remember. So I'm like, it's nice out. I'm going to take a drive down to Reds and Plymouth to see if they're back open. Well, from the Polish Connection. So for all you Plymouth people, he is back open, but he's on vacation. So I come pulling up in front of his place. I don't see the sign. I'm like thinking, crap, he's not open. Sign on the door closed till whatever day he's closed till. So I'm like, all right, well, Donnie's is right up the road. Let me call Donnie's. Nah, he's closed too for the holiday. I'm like, shit. I'm like, Hoagie Mike's in Edwardsville. I keep hearing about Hoagie Mike's. Fred keeps talking about Hoagie Mike's. Yeah, no, they're not open today either. I'm like, so I'm cruising back home. I'm like, all right, forget it. I'll just stop at Abe's in Kingston, get a couple hot dogs, and go home. They were closed too. I'm like, hi, Judy. Yeah, how are you? Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Judy, I mean, you live only like about 4 doors down from me. It was terrible. Like Molly was like literally, like I got scratch marks because she was trying to like get close. I'm like, dog, you can't get any closer than what you are. And yeah, I gave her a Benadryl. The vet said you can give her a Benadryl to kind of calm her down. And I'm like, that's what I did for tonight. Because I know they're going to be blowing them off tonight. They're going to be blowing them off tomorrow. So she's actually underneath my desk hiding. It's all right, Molly. See, and like she wants me to hold her. Come here. So Molly's going to make it. Oh, an appearance.
She's adorable. Look at that pretty girl. Look at that pretty girl.
She thinks she's like, she thinks she's like, she was like
5
10
pounds
again. Yeah, and like, I can only hold it for so long because my arm starts hurting. But yeah, Molly will be making appearances tonight throughout the show, I'm sure. Till the band kicks in, she goes to sleep. I give it to her around 8, so it should be starting to kick it in any time.
Big dogs usually dig me whenever they see me. It's like, ooh, I get to be a lap dog again. I'm a bigger person.
No, you're not. No. So yeah, so Judy, or not Judy, sorry, Susan texted me about 8 o'clock, a little bit after. She's like, hey, could you put this picture of my dad up?
I saw.
And as soon as I can get my arms back, yeah, we're gonna pay tribute to Susan's dad named Edward, but they called him Eddie. He was a Morse code guy in the military.
Communications officer.
I must assume that's okay. That's what Morse code. I'm thinking like Morse code. I know Morse code. It's like the. So yeah, that would be communications officer. Cool. I am Molly, and she like Molly's like I could feel her like she's like patting like oh not again.
Codename Breaker.
All right, gotta get down from that, Molly. You are too heavy, dog. I love you, but you're too heavy. Hang on, be a good girl. So last night I'm going to the cubby. Come in the cubby. Good girl.
No, they say hi.
Go in the cubby. Go home. Good girl.
You
Molly,
see him?
I see him.
Oh, I see him too. Good girl, Molly.
Yeah, that was Nove.
It's So Judy, how's the hi Susan?
Hi,
We were just
Susan.
talking about you. Here, while we're thinking about it, or while I'm thinking about it. And we got Susan here hanging with us.
This is Xavier.
I got Cupid hanging with me. Oh, you don't want me to pick you up and pet you, but you want me to pet you. She don't leave me alone. Hi, Olin.
Moment.
Olin.
Or Colin.
No. That's Ramon.
You called him Colin yesterday.
Okay.
Or possibly Colin.
So what's new? What's new, Susan? Here, I'm going to. I told Susan we'd pay tribute. That's Susan's dad, Edward, called him Eddie. And for those who are just joining in, Susan's dad was a communication Morse code guy. So I want to pay some honor right now. Tribute to Susan's dad. Thank you for serving your. I know he's passed on, but thank him for his service in heaven there, or however you want to do it.
From what I can see, looking at the insignias on his hat, I think it would be fair to call him a communications officer because I believe that looks like he's closer look at the picture.
Susan, was he a communications officer? Oh, you're welcome. So let's pay some tribute and honor to Susan's dad, Edward, aka Eddie.
Hey, it's interesting. That's a bomber's jacket. So that would denote depending on which war it was, because like in World War II, there was no Air Force. It was just the Army Air Corps. Just like there wasn't a Defense Department back then, there was a Department of War.
Oh, here's the Morse code guy. Nice.
So yeah,
Or
probably.
I mean, his uniform, like I said, his uniform looks Air Force, but generally, when you're talking Morse code, I mean that's either battlefield or aboard ship.
Susan, was he on a ship?
Like I said, it looks like a bomber jacket to me. He looks Air Force.
Or maybe was he a flyer? Was he a pilot?
Well, you don't necessarily. I mean, you could be on a plane, like a B-52, the Flying Fortress.
Right. Was he on a plane or was he on a ship? Oh, okay. Back in the 50s, way before all our time.
50s. That would be Korea.
He was stationed in Korea for a short time. Then not. I see. Ooh, not good. Yeah,
Wow.
to help defend and give us our freedoms that we have today.
Gladly, he survived that.
And don't even tell me he was at the Battle of Chosin.
Yeah, Mike, you were right. Air Force. Gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, that looks like a bomber's jacket and Air Force insignia on his hat. And I was just like wondering, like if it was World War II, 40s, there wouldn't have been an Air Force yet. Like I said, it would just simply be the Army Air Corps. But no, when the Korean War happened, that's when they right around that time. I think it was like around 52 or so that they instituted the Air Force as its own separate branch of military. Like the Marines already existed. Marines, they hate to admit it, most of them seems, but the Marines were actually born out of the Navy. They were the strike force aboard a ship. They still are, and that's why they're called Marines. They attack from the sea. But yeah, if you wanted to board another ship and take it over and everything, that's what the Marines were originally for.
I learn something new every week here on this show. Let me tell you, I do.
And Space Force, nobody's really sure what Space Force does.
Yeah, not a clue.
Sounds futuristic though.
80s, wait.
80s, they did become popular among
In mid 90s,
civilians.
like early 90s, I had a bomber jacket. Got to get a bomber jacket. You know.
I actually worked with a guy. He had an authentic one, like one from. It was patched and it was worn in battle and everything.
A legit bomber jacket.
Yeah, and I knew a guy too who said, that is the most insulting thing in the world, because all those that jacket and those patches is something you earn, not something you buy at a thrift store. And I would agree. I would never, try wearing something like that into a VFW and see what you get.
Probably your ass kicked.
That'd be like wearing 1% and 13 patches into a biker club. When you're not a 1%er, you'd be questioned. What's your club? Where's your rockers? And if you don't have a good answer, you're getting your ass kicked. And I feel rightfully so, because it's like you're stealing, you're usurping respect,
Right.
Susan, I get my looks from my mom. I look exactly like my mom.
Yeah,
I get my looks from the mailman, I think. I don't know.
For me, it depends on who you ask. Some people tell me that I look just like that I remind them a lot of my mother. Other people see me and say I look exactly like my father. I'm probably a good mix of the two.
And seriously, when I was younger, everybody said, "Oh, you look like your mom." Now, they're like, "Oh, you look like your dad." I guess I look like, who knows?
Come on.
I can see a lot of your father in you.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I see, like, when I look at myself, I see my mom, I see my dad, my mom, I see my grandfather. Like, I inherited, like, my dad's my dad's family's health issues. Know that.
I'll go with what my mother told me when I was a kid. She said, "You know what? I look at you and I see you."
Oh yeah.
And I'll go with that.
You don't want mommy to hold you? All right.
It's yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing with that, Susan. I really appreciate it, and all your stories.
Yes, thank you for the story.
We got a strong 9, so thank you guys that are hanging out with us tonight. I know with people are probably out doing fireworks and Fred isn't here with us this week. He had some things going on, but I understand. You got things going on. Him and his wife want to do. It's nice out. I got you.
He's a younger guy.
Yeah,
Sure
we'll see. We'll see. Your dad's still alive. I'm sorry. I thought he was passed. I'm sorry. I didn't realize he was still alive.
And thank you to your father.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Lamoureux, for your service. My dad was a Marine, and so I get it.
Semper Fidelis.
My dad was told me he was a sharpshooter. Okay,
Lay down.
My brother-in-law Bill, he's now retired from the Army. He retired this year, and I want to say if she watches or if she catches the replay, my older sister, I wish her luck. She is going. I'm definitely. I don't like planes. I'm afraid of. Well, my sister tomorrow's flying to London. She's going to London for a week with one of her friends. I was like, oh great. I'm like, oh, you're flying. Oh shit.
Well, steamship would take considerably longer.
Yeah. My luck, I'd be on. It'd be like rechristen Titanic, or if I was in a plane that'd probably engine fail and go, and we'd all die. Or that'd be my luck. But I'm just definitely afraid of planes. I don't like planes. But I hope my sister has a good time. And it's funny. I was talking to her today. And during the week, here's how it got. A friend of hers, I don't know what she does for a job, but she has to go to London for a conference for the week. Now she doesn't have to be in the conference the whole week, only certain days. So those days she's not, they're gonna go, toward London, and she's going to see a play, and in that play is John Lithgow. So she's gonna see John Lithgow. For those who do not know him, he was the Third Rock from the Sun guy, and whatever else he played, I have no idea.
The World According to Gore.
But yeah, she'll be seeing John Lithgow in this play.
Oh, John Lithgow is a really, really good actor.
And
he just did a horror film, a Stephen King film.
Ooh.
I forget what it was called. Something about Anne. He plays he's in a convalescent home, and he has a puppet, on his hand, and it's really messed up.
I was laughing what Susan put and what Susan wrote. She goes, "My first 3 kids were born with reddish hair, all slightly different color. My youngest baby had dark brown, so I told everybody, mailman, cops, milkman." That's fun.
Out of 4 kids, my brother, who's a year younger than me, is the only one who's a blonde. And there is no blondes in my family. Oh, hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony. Hey. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by, saying hi.
Laddie, what's up, man? Jay, you remember Tony Latwis? We went to school with
him. No. Oh, wait.
Big Tony?
He knew my friend Jim. He was friends with my friend Jim, and that's how I knew him.
He was a year ahead of us in school.
Yeah. Okay, how you doing, Tony? Yeah, okay, I remember you, Tony. How you been? Thanks for hanging with us. I appreciate it. I was just actually talking to Jim. I saw Jim yesterday at the Redneck Parade.
How long have you been keeping your eye on us, Tony?
Yeah, it's the first time I saw you ever chime in.
It's not going too well, Tony. I'm sorry I wasn't originally going to talk about this, but hell, Gina knows what I'm going to say.
I don't know what you're going to say. I can barely hear.
And I can hear you guys perfect.
Yeah, my laptop's just being a little, what.
PIA.
Yeah.
I went for an ultrasound last Tuesday, and I got the results back this week, and I guess I haven't gotten anything from my doctor yet. I'm assuming she's either on vacation or they're trying to figure out what it is they're going to do with me. I have gallstones, and that's in itself not too bad. I mean, you can normally just have your gallbladder removed, and they just pump bile directly into your liver, uh, rather than having that little sac to hold it. But they also found a 12 millimeter mass on my liver, and generally when they find a mass on an organ, it's usually not a good thing. So that's also my liver. I definitely have fatty liver disease. It's kind of inconclusive as to whether or not I have cirrhosis yet. But that's the reason why I had to take the test, because they are concerned that my liver has turned toxic, and having the hard spot, it's like 8 millimeter by 11 millimeter by 12 millimeter, and that's a nice little hard spot on a 19 millimeter liver. Like I said, 19 millimeter is considered swollen.
Sorry, no.
They said the pancreas, nothing remarkable about the pancreas. My right kidney is swollen, consistent with living with diabetes. They said it's actually borderline swollen, I should say. And yeah, I'm thinking, like I said, I haven't heard anything official.
It's okay.
But I believe
All right, girl. It's okay. No,
the course of action will more than likely be they'll want to take the gallbladder out and biopsy the liver at the same time.
Oh, that poor baby.
Yeah, she heard that. It's boomers are going off. I'm like, yep.
Luckily, so far, nothing here. But last night they didn't start till like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
You didn't hear Kirby Park or no?
No.
Oh, you're lucky.
We're far enough away from it where we can see it and not hear it.
That's
but we have neighbors that are horrible.
Neighbors here. So, like around 9 o'clock, you're starting, but by like 10 o'clock, people in West Pittsburgh, maybe they were coming back from Kirby Park or something. But around 10 o'clock, it was just like wall to wall, bang, bang, boom, boom. All Judy could even, contest that. It's like, so about 11 o'clock, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try and go downstairs, and maybe just change like literally Molly was like stuck right to my like side, but she was scared. So I'm flipping on. I'm like going on Netflix. Like what 11:30? I'm like, what could I watch? So they have Smokey and the Bandit Part 2 on Netflix. So I watched that, and around midnight, I hear one boom. Sounded like a freaking M80. I was like, oh Jesus. And then after that, it was it was good for the rest of the night till now. So today on Facebook, one of my friends posted this picture of, it's from Dunkin' Donuts. It was a frozen hot chocolate drink. So I messaged her. I'm like, does it have any bit of coffee in it, or is it just hot chocolate? And she messaged me. She's like, no. She goes, I hate coffee. So I want to send her a none of that coffee bullshit T-shirt. But I stopped at the West Pittston Dunkin', and I got one. I got a small one. Holy, if you like chocolate, this is the what to get. This was so good. Probably sent my sugar up, about 30 knots, but it was so good. They put the cocoa packets in, and they do like chocolate sprinkles and chocolate sauce and whipped cream, and yeah, it was really good. So if Sandra, if you're watching, thank you for that. That was really good. Oh, you know what I want? I forgot I didn't run out to my car to get it. Damn it! I'll do it next week. I want to give away, or I can still do it tonight. I just can't show it to you. If you watch the video, you'll see it. I'm going to give away an authentic redneck back scratcher from yesterday's parade. So if anybody wants an authentic redneck back scratcher, sorry, Molly, you're getting like really heavy. Let me know. First person that let's see, how can I do this? I'll figure out what to do. But by the end, I want to give someone away an authentic redneck back scratcher. You're all right, girl. You're okay. It's funny because this lady, I think her name's Diane. I have to watch the video again because it says like right on her truck. Her and a group of people, they get, I don't know if they buy them, if it's donated now because they've been there for so long. Regular paint sticks. Like if you're gonna paint something, that's like mix the paint. They color it and they glue 3 bottle caps, and AKA redneck back scratcher.
Sorry, Susan. I probably have the first stages of
well, that's how we're gonna get rich.
Either liver cancer or cirrhosis.
When I had to go get my ultrasound, I'm like, ultrasound? Like, isn't that like for pregnant ladies? Like, no, guys get it too. Okay. Cool.
I thought that stigma was over with.
Well, my granddaughter is due in like 3 weeks.
Oh, yay!
I was talking with my daughter the other day, and she has gestational diabetes.
Ooh.
Yeah, she has to take insulin every day.
Happens to a lot of women during pregnancy, though.
Is she type 1 or type 2, did you say?
Just gestational.
Oh, is that?
Once the pregnancy is concluded, the diabetes will just abate.
I know when I was pregnant with her and her brother, I was borderline. I just had to watch what I ate.
Yeah, it's because the pregnancy is with the hormones and everything is throwing off the insulin and creating
Plus
problems.
her father's a type 2 diabetic.
Once, like I said, once the pregnancy concludes, generally
it'll go away.
Computer.
Yeah, it resolves. It resolves on its own.
Come here. Oh.
No, you don't want to come over here, Olin?
Said she'll be making appearances throughout the night, right, Molly? So yeah, Judy, I feel like Judy, I feel your pain because I know what it's like if you're still watching. If Joe's watching, tell Joe I said hi. Usually I catch him outside, he'll like yell off your deck, like, "Hey, what's going on?" I haven't seen him lately. If anybody's catching us from the Facebook.
Well, last night for the fireworks, the cats actually ran to the window to watch the fireworks when they heard them, except for when those flashbangs went off. The ones that were triggering me. Olin.
The flash boom bang in the whole rhythm section with the purple gang. That's rock.
Yeah, those really, like, the last one I could have sworn it sounded like it was if it wasn't an M80, I have no idea what it was, but holy crap, it sounded like an M80.
Those ones that had like the flash bang, they sounded almost like the little pipe bombs that you remember from when we were kids.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it
Judy was
like
joining us.
Those going up, but they were really bright.
Judy was joining us through my Facebook group, no, my Facebook page, SGW Media. So thank you, Judy, for checking out on that end. We have. Well, you are heavy, dog. Yeah, I know. You're okay. Trying to see how many people are watching me through YouTube right now.
Come here.
We have 9 through YouTube, 14 altogether. Thank you, guys, gals. Appreciate it. And yes, this is Molly. She doesn't make too many appearances, but today she's scared. She's scared.
Olin, get down.
But that was the highlight of my day. Tried to find a hoagie, didn't do it. Got a frozen hot chocolate drink. Right.
I made empanadas with some jerk on it.
Ooh, that sounds good. I gotta let you down while you're getting too heavy. You need 5 minutes, girl.
She's a pretty girl.
No, Molly, you're too heavy. Gotta give me a minute. I need a break. Hurt my arm. I'm gonna go in the cubby. I'm going to the cubby here. Going to the cubby. Oh, Molly.
I left them in the oven a little too long though. Maybe I had the heat a little too high. They're kind of not as flaky as I'd like them to be. They're a little tough.
Oh yeah, now they're shooting off right. It sounds like they're like right outside the window. So I'm like, oh great.
Was that Olin jumping down, Sheena?
Probably.
Because I just heard a loud. I heard a loud thud above my head.
That's in the dining room. That's behind me, so I don't see.
Sounded like it was in the foyer.
No, that was in the dining room, unfortunately. He was just next to me here on the couch, so it's a good possibility it was him.
You went for a stroll.
Uh-oh, here comes the needy one. Momo.
So Tony, John, what are you guys doing this weekend? Anything? If you're still watching, what's going on? What are you doing?
Here, Momo.
Yeah, Tony, where are you at, man? Are you in PA or are you in Florida? He kind of divides his time between the two these days.
Oh, cool.
Or is he somewhere else? Hi, Momo. Are you going to say hi, Momo? Are you going to say hi? Come here.
So everyone, as she makes her appearance, this is, Molly is here with me as always, but now she's like making an appearance.
Oh, come here. Come here, my pretty girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never figure these things out. Right now, I'm watching with a lot of times I'll watch stuff with the sound off. While we're doing these.
Right.
And right now I'm watching this guy. He likes to take people send him guns that they find, I guess with metal detectors or whatever.
Right.
And they're out in the woods or they've been submerged. Mostly they're submerged in water. Somebody threw a gun into a body of water and it's been sitting there for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, it was thrown into a body of water.
Yeah, exactly. It's what is the karma like with that? I mean, number one, that's probably cold case evidence. You don't take a gun, and I wouldn't take any one of my guns and throw it into the Susquehanna or throw it into Moon Lake or something, unless I didn't want it to be found.
Right. It's that's cool, Tony. You have to look that up later when I have use of my arms. Oh, there's some kitties.
What's the matter, Olin?
You still, Tony? You still in the same spot where I gave you a ride to the last time? I did say PA or Florida. I was being kind of broad and generous there.
One thing Molly does make a nice pillow, though. Hey, Molly, you make a nice pillow. But, yeah, so today was it. Tomorrow I'm not doing nothing. No plans, nothing. Oh, I would say congratulations to Tyler and Brandy. I did their weddings Friday morning before I went to the redneck parade.
Tyler and Brandy, and together they make Tandy.
There you go. And Tandy makes some good Tandy cakes. Or is it candy cakes?
They used to be a leather company, and then they bought Radio Shack. So they started making computers.
Which now Radio Shack is probably, they're all gone, aren't they?
There's like one or two. It's like Kmart. There's like one or two left in America. Oh, I thought you were still doing the back and forth thing with Florida. I'm sorry.
Susan, I don't know if you can see her tail. You can see she's wagging it.
Yeah, she's a Japanese bobtail.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, her tail's naturally like that. It wasn't cut or anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's Momo.
And interestingly enough, Momo in Japanese means peach. And she got her name by accident. Basically, I thought the markings on her head made her look like Mo Howard.
No, Mom.
So I started before I knew she was a girl, I was just calling her Mo. She was one of the cats we were feeding outside.
No, Mom.
And then Mo evolved into Momo.
To think, when she first started coming around here 5 years ago,
yeah,
she was probably 2 or 3 years old.
Honestly, I think she was more like 4 years old back then, 3 or 4 years old. She's an older cat. I don't think she's quite 10 yet, but she's getting there.
She's always had like an upper respiratory thing going on. We've had her to the vet multiple times. They give her an antibiotic, and it works for a couple days, and then nothing, and it's right back. They said
polyps.
It could be polyps. Thing is, we don't have the money to have her put under anesthesia and have the surgery and have a chance that she could die during surgery.
Like, yeah, we could, but she might die. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother her. Like, I mean, she runs around, like, and plays with the other cats and does what she does.
She eats like the other cats. She's just always sneezy.
Yeah, she's always, maybe we should rename her. Stop calling her Momo, start calling her Snots.
You sneezy little girl.
My new cat's name is Momo.
Darth Kitty. Right?
Yeah, I used to call her that. Tony, you named your cat Momo. Nice. Like I said, it means peach in Japanese, and you got him from Johnny Cole. I know exactly who Johnny Cole is. Yeah, I mean, I'm Manx. Okay.
I think I went to school with a Cole.
Johnny's a little older than Tony or I.
But he could have a younger brother. Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes the way you talk, it's like you're like 15 years older than me. When you're only 2.5.
So Gina, where'd you go on your ventures the other day?
Oh, where did we go? Ocean State.
Ocean State, yeah.
Ollie's.
Good stuff, cheap, or did you go to the restaurant?
I was looking at their yarn. Unfortunately, they didn't get a good selection.
I ended up spending a bunch of money that I didn't intend to.
I did not spend much money.
It was mostly on stuff like, stuff I've been neglecting buying for a while because, money's been tight. And I wound up taking out a loan or I shouldn't say taking a loan, upping a loan that I already have.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
Pay off Gina's. Hey, Sandy, how are you? I paid off Gina's car, so it just makes my life easier. You know, I'd rather have like a slightly higher loan payment than making a car payment making a car payment every month. I was going to say another, but my car's already paid off.
Yeah, it's nice when you finally make that last car payment. You're like, it's mine.
Yeah, and I'm of a mind.
It drops your credit score.
Yeah, I never knew that until I went and I got my Elantra.
Sorry, the cats are fighting.
Cat fight. It's when I got my Elantra, like didn't have a credit, like no credit, like for like a good 7-8 years, because like I paid a car cash, no car payment, no nothing. My debit card, and so in the car I had, it was a 2000 Impala. I bought it off my sister's. I used to be her aunt-in-law, her husband's aunt, and I ran for like good 3 years. No longer than that. And just finally, you couldn't inspect it where it was rotted out. You can't inspect it. It had I didn't have 100,000 miles yet, but I was really close. And so I went to Motor World looking at a car. I ended up getting my Elantra. Hi, baby. And the guy's like, well, I got good news and bad news. All right, what's the bad news? You don't have a credit score. What do you mean I don't have a credit score? He goes, because you don't have credit after 6, I thought he said 6 months. Your score literally goes back to 0. I'm like, oh, so what's the good news? I got you bought through a bank without a cosigner. I'm like, oh, good. So that's how I found that out.
See, I've been doing business with the same credit union my entire life. I've never had a bank account in my entire life. I've always belonged to Federal Credit Union, because my mother worked for 31 years where I work now for the past 17. I've always been a credit union member. If I took out a loan or I had credit cards in my life, I haven't had a credit card since I was 29. But if I'm going to borrow money, I borrow from my credit union, and they don't necessarily look at credit ratings. They look at my history with them, and my history with them is solid. If I'm going to take a car loan, it's going to be through my credit union, and any car loan I ever had was through them. So I just keep it to one place, and that way. And I mean too, I don't know what that guy was saying about going back to 0. Generally, when I had experience with this, I didn't realize it when I won the lottery back in 2019. The first thing I did is I paid off all my bills.
Right, that's what I would have done too.
Yeah, I paid off my loan. I paid off my car loan, and because I had this loan on me that was absolutely crippling. I got into a position when I was in my 40s where I had to borrow. I had like $15,000 and I had it paid down to about $6,000, but I couldn't get the payment reduced. So it was absolutely crippling me at the time. So I mean, I just went and paid the whole thing off, and by paying everything off, my credit rating dropped by about 100, maybe 200, depending on who you looked at. And at the time, I was looking to get a mortgage. So, because I mean, I was in a bad living situation. I wanted to get out of it. I bought the place where we live now. But I mean, I had to, take out a mortgage to do it. So the loan officer was like, we look at stuff like that. It's not a big deal. We could look back and see like, okay, yeah, he took a hit to his credit rating, but it's because he actually paid his bills. It's not because he didn't. So they when it comes to a mortgage or a car payment, they'll take all that into consideration. I'm lucky. I got myself a nice little car. I love the thing. You know, I've had it paid off now for 5 years, and it's not going anywhere. I mean, I drive a car. To me, like you know, the best part of owning a car is when you do have it paid off, and you're free and clear, and you don't have a car payment, and
Right.
And you
you
get
don't
that
have that,
title in the mail.
and you don't have that weight hanging on you of a car payment every month, and yet you have a reliable car. That's the
Right.
sweet spot, and that's what I always, you know, that's what I want. I mean, that's when I'm choosing a car, I'm looking at, you know, more or less like the longevity of the vehicle. Well, I
Hi,
mean,
Matt.
first thing I look at is can I get my legs into it?
We got Matt
That's
P in the house. That's the brother crewman. Yep, Molly's scared of fireworks, so she's making an appearance. But
Well, yeah, that's when I look at a car, that's one thing I'm looking at. I'm looking at its longevity and reliability because I'm going to drive that car for probably at least the next 10 or 15 years.
and you can fit in it.
And I can get my head into it. I can get my legs into it. And, you know,
Let's
I can drive it comfortably.
When I got my Elantra, like first thing I had to make sure is like when I bought the Impala, I just bought it. It was sitting there. I'm like, oh, I'll buy it off you, not realizing that my son was almost grazing the seat. The steering wheel. I was like, oh shit. I had to put like the wheel all the way up to do it. I was like, oh crap. But now when I got the Elantra was wide enough in the front to like I had no issues. Now the Forte, I love the Forte.
Tony, that was a Plymouth Volare that I used to own. It was a lowball duster.
I remember the
Uh,
Volaris. Oh yeah,
yeah, I owned the 1980.
my
That was my first car. Sandy, we're all doing well. Well, Gina's mending, and I'm having some health issues right now with my liver and
I see.
gallbladder.
Uh,
But yeah, I discussed that earlier.
Thanks for hanging with us, Sandy. Appreciate it. I waved to you, but I got a like 25-pound dog in my lap. Ugh, I was scared of fireworks. Right, Molly? Okay. Um, but yeah, it's. I remember, but my cousin had a Volare. Well, back in the day before my dad worked at Isaac, he was the general manager of a place called Superior Motors in Kingston. That was like at the time one of the first Chrysler Plymouth dealerships around. So I remember I remember the Volare for some reason.
Yeah, like I said, it was Plymouth's version of a duster. It was literally a lowball duster.
Right.
If you
Oh, I
could,
realized it was
if you could believe that, you know, they would make a thing
Molly. Come on.
like the duster wasn't a cheap enough car, but the motor was a slant six, and I actually threw a rod in that thing, and it still ran. I was running on 5 cylinders.
Come on. So cute.
Yeah, Tony, you had the Chevette. Uh, I don't know. I that car was chosen for me by my father, you know. So it came from a friend of his, and that friend of his actually, I don't know how on the up and up he was because when I went to register the vehicle, the VIN came back to it didn't come back to a Plymouth. It didn't come back to a Volare.
Oh no.
The VIN came back to a four door station wagon Plymouth.
Oh crap.
Which it was a two door you know, sporty. I wouldn't say sports car. It was kind of like the Mopar version of a Chevy Nova. You know, short rear end, long hood, two door, sportier. The interesting and the most interesting thing about that car is it didn't from the factory it did not have seat belts.
Back then it probably weren't.
They were an option.
Yeah. It's like
Tony, there are plenty of things I had in 30, 40 years ago that if I still had it now, it'd be worth money. You can't dwell on that.
Wow, Susan. Yeah. Oh, if you look, thank you for whoever just clicked the QR code. If you up to the left, I forgot to bring this up. That is a GoFundMe for Gina and Mike while they're going through their tough times right now. If you want to check it out, I appreciate it. They'd appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Somebody just scanned it.
I know it's hard to ask for help. I've been there too, so I understand. But we could help. If the show could help you guys, that's. I hope you can. Oh, heavy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's.
All right. If anybody could see this, you have a shot of Molly's ass. Molly, I can't hold you, girl. You're good. You're okay. Oh, probably would be. You had that Ferrari if it was in decent shape. It'd probably be worth some money.
Yeah, it was in bad shape back then.
Oh,
Cars I've owned in my life. I mean, I had one. Actually, if I were gonna pick a car that I had that would probably be worth like a little bit of money today, it wouldn't be the Plymouth. It would be I owned a '77 Regal, and that thing was a monster. It had a 350 Holly 2-barrel on top.
Hi.
And it was for its size and dimension, the fact that it was a boat, it was basically Buick's version of a Monte Carlo. It was the same body.
So how you doing, Matt? What's going on? How you been? If you're still watching, Matt P, brother crewman. I was like, hey, I can see myself. Right, Molly.
But yeah, those were the good old days, man. When I was in my late teens and 20s, I would spend $1,000 on a vehicle, beat the living hell out of it for a year, and then spend $1,000 on another one. And actually, the Regal I got as a hand-me-down because my mother just couldn't deal with it anymore, so she gave it to me. Bought herself another Regal, a newer one.
I remember when the Plymouth Laser came out. I remember my dad brought it home one day for supper to show me because I liked cars back then too. And the other door, it goes, "Your door is ajar."
Yeah, I remember. Oh my god. Yeah, it was Chrysler. It was Mopar and Chrysler that came out with that. The talking car. Ooh, your car talks to you. All it is like you said, a recorded voice.
Lights
so instead
are
of
on, or your door is ajar.
Yeah, instead of like getting the binging, the bing, 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 instead of getting that, the door is ajar. The door is ajar. The door is ajar. Like until you shut it.
And then Mopar Dodge flipped it, and their side was the Dodge Daytona, which was just a laser, just with the Dodge symbol on it.
They actually had a telephone shaped like what would you say, Dodge
Daytona.
Yeah, I had a Dodge Daytona telephone back in the '80s. Like my mom got it off Home Shopping Club. It was like she used to always get me wacky stuff like that off Home Shopping Club. The Daytona phone. I had a cheeseburger phone where it was the phone. It was a cheeseburger and it flipped open.
I never had cool stuff like that.
You talked into the meat and you listened through the bun.
That would be cool as hell.
Then you had back then I didn't have one, but that was the era of the Sports Illustrated football phone.
Oh, my, you're so heavy. But it's yeah. So far my weekends are going pretty good. Can't complain. And I'm down. Said I don't know if I said this earlier on air or off. But as of last Monday, after I have to weigh myself tomorrow, um, I was down, as of last week. I was down to 303, dropped 10 pounds from 313, and it's. I don't know if I said this last week, but it's now I'm actually starting to like have a conscience. Like I'm looking like, do I want to eat those 2 double cheeseburgers for $6 at Burger King, or do I want to stay home and eat and make something from the kitchen? And I'm like, normally I'd be like, let's get the cheeseburgers. But I'm like actually like now like second game like, well, wait a minute, no.
I love Burger King, but it absolutely destroys my sugar.
Oh yeah. It's like, but no, the one
Plus
day
the fact that the prices went up so much.
Yeah, that too.
I wouldn't know.
Remember when you could get a cheeseburger for under $1?
Or it's not $1.
It's top dog 39 cent, baby. Well, no, like in the morning now, like I missed a morning exercise, and I don't do a lot of exercising, but I have my couple things that I do every morning. It's not a lot, but it's something. I missed a day because I wasn't feeling, or the day before is when I was like walking and did a lot of walking and stuff, and I was just tired, and I missed it. And that night I actually like felt guilty. I was like, wait, I felt guilty. So make sure I did it, the next day. Yeah, I'm like thinking to myself, what the hell? I'm just like, the other night, last week, I'm like, I went to the store, I got all the groceries. It was like, 8:30. I'm like, I just want to call and order a pizza from Villa Pizzeria, and I didn't because I had a conscience of like, well, I'll eat something here. I had like 2 eggs or something, and like I'm like, what the heck's wrong with me? I gotta let you down, Molly. You are heavy. No, Molly, give me a minute. Here, you're a good girl. You're okay. You are heavy. You are a heavy doggy. And she's trying to crawl at me. I'm like, give me a minute. You're a heavy doggy. And she's literally trying to like crawl up my foot. Molly, you're okay. You're okay, girl.
Tony, you used to work at Top. I don't remember that.
I did for maybe a month. Before I went to working at the car dealership, I worked at Top Dog for like maybe a month or 2.
Everybody worked there. Scott Rose worked there.
I didn't.
I did.
You said everybody.
I wonder what happened to Scott Rose.
I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I.
Tony might. Tony knows everybody.
When I was working at Arby's, so I'm going back, hell, years. Scott Rose walked in, and he's like, "Hey, I'm in retirement." He's like, "I'm Scott Rose." I'm like, "Oh," and I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "If you don't believe me, here's my license, or his ID." I'm like, "Oh, well, no, I believe you." It's like, and then
yeah, because people just go around lying about being Scott Rose all the time.
And at that point, I thought he said he was living up in Mountain. No, I want to say Mountaintop, but I don't know if that's right. But yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He used to live, growing up with his grandma, on Mundy Street. That was like the only actual like house on Mundy Street.
Yeah.
On Mundy Street?
On Mundy Street.
Yeah, that was his grandmother's house. He used to live there.
I know his father did. His father used to like to sunbathe nude.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought everybody in East End did. Tony, that was only 4 years ago? I had to say it, but
Scott Santarelli. I think I remember him. I remember that name.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well, Scott worked in like every restaurant between the mall and like he worked at Arthur Treacher's. He worked.
I liked Arthur Treacher's. I was sad when that closed. When they've all finally closed. So I thought their chicken was hell better and shit was better than Long John Silver's.
Yeah, I was always Long John Silver's. Silver's. I haven't had Long John Silver's in years.
I'm debating to check out the Long John, like the only last one in Edwardsville, near the Mart. Like, it looks like they remodeled the outside a while back, and it looks nice from the outside. Who knows what the inside looks like? But I don't know if I told you guys last week. I stopped at the A&W Long John Silver's up in Dixon City, and I walked in. I was like, if I was the manager's place, I would be embarrassed. Now maybe they were shorthanded. Maybe they just got hit.
A&W at Long John Silver's at what place?
Yes.
Dixon, yeah, it's a Long John Silver's A&W up in Dixon City.
You're such a pretty little girl.
Jay did work at Arby's.
Yeah, I did.
A&W root beer's got that frosty fish taste.
I did work at Arby's in Kingston. That was really my last fast food management job. Well, no, I take that back. I went to the Arby's in Scranton with my old GM, and then after that, I was done. I got tired of working fast food.
Okay, GM would be general manager, right?
Correct.
Okay, well, you gotta get confused. GM, GF.
GM, general manager, yeah.
Well, she manages him, so.
Oh, Molly, you're heavy. It's so I walk in, the drink section was like all like both sides of the napkins were gone. There was crap all over. Looked like there was stuff spilled. Nobody wiped it down. There were tables in the dining room that had crap all over them. I'm like, man, good thing I was doing if I was doing a review then, I wasn't. But if I was doing a review, they would have like really, really caught hell, or they would have really failed. But I got an A&W Poppy or Pappy burger. That was really good. But I noticed I didn't see any hot dogs on their menu.
I worked at the first A&W in the mall, and I only did that for like a few weeks. And the best part of that job for me was I got a free meal every day.
That was when it was down. Where yeah.
And I used to I was the guy on the grill, so I would fry up like a burger the way I wanted it. That was
hit it up.
That was like for me the best part of the job. The other thing was oh my god, I went out front once to get a refill on a soda, and my hair was pulled back. And this little old lady was like, "Excuse me, miss." I turn around. I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the hair. I thought you were." I'm like, "Lady, I'm like 7 feet tall. You thought I'm a woman?"
Hey, I worked with a girl at Home Depot who was 6'4". She was 6'4" and bigger than me.
I would have been about, back then I was 16, so I would have been about around that height. I didn't actually cap out at 6'7" until I was like 22. I was like 6'5" for like the longest time, and I figured that was like where I was gonna be done growing. When I was a teenager, in my late teens, I was just like 6'5", but no. I shot up another couple, like an inch and 3/4, in my very early 20s.
Matt, that's awesome. I hope you're having a good time, you and Fred.
Where's my Opie?
That A&W, I worked in that A&W like maybe for a month, and they closed it and they moved the whole like 4 employees over to Arby's because they owned Arby's too at the time. Spitz and Porter, their last names were. And do you remember a Bob from there? He was there when his last initial was B. I'm not going to say his last name on here. Bob B.
Oh yeah, he worked with Neil.
Neil and Bob. No. Do you remember working with a Bob at A&W?
Me?
Yeah. When you worked at
I
A&W.
I worked with 2 women.
Okay, then yeah.
And I don't remember their names.
Yeah, I loved A&W. Then when I went to I ended up working at the A&W Hot Dogs and More, where we actually like made the root beer. That was pretty cool. Molly, are you comfortable?
Well, Tony, I was talking like early 20s. I'm not talking about now. I'm sure I've probably shrunk down maybe an inch. Because I have degenerative discs, so spine slowly collapsing. But no, I was talking about my 20s, man. I mean, back when I was Big Mike and brutal and all that stuff. I'm not that brutal anymore.
I don't know if you can see Molly, but she seems very comfortable on my arm. So let's give a shout out to Matt and Fred and the crewman family for their cookout. Hope they're eating good. Now I heard tomorrow it's supposed to rain. I don't know how true that is, and I can't check right now anyway. But I heard the weather tomorrow's supposed to be kind of crappy.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful,
Molly,
but the fire is so delightful.
Good girl. Good, Molly. Go in the cubby. Good girl. Go in your cubby. Go in your cubby hole. Good girl.
I'm going to swap out a coil here.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, Tony, I remember when you were 6'3".
You're okay. Oh, damn. Wait, you're down to 6 foot? How tall did you used to be, Tony?
Right below 6'3". I remember when he was 6'3".
Crap.
It was a law back then. Pretty much every big guy in the valley, we all knew each other.
I try.
I watched the new Captain. I watched the new Captain America movie today. Finally.
Last night, 11:30, I watched Smokey and the Bandit Part 2 on Netflix.
And I'm excited to learn they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back, and he is going to be Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
Get going.
I saw kind of something where he like became Doctor Doom, and I'm like thinking that's like shit. I mean that might turn out good, but like you think of Robert Downey Jr. He's Iron Man. He's Tony Stark, not Doctor Doom.
Well, I'm finding out about all the lore behind it. Apparently, Tony Stark was adopted, and essentially he finds out. I mean, it's going to be like one of those multiverse things.
One of those deals.
Yeah, but I mean, anyway, I mean, he was adopted. Like when his father was describing his mother being pregnant, he wasn't. The years were wrong for one thing. Did I know a 6'4" guy named Mitch? Maybe. I don't know. I've forgotten that most of the people I used to know. It's going to be the kind of thing where he learns that I don't know. Like I forget where Victor Von Doom was. What country he was the ruler of and where he was from. It's been a long time since I was never a huge Fantastic Four fan anyway. But Victor Von Doom was I don't know. Like I said, he was probably like one of the Marvel universes made up third world European countries like Kirplakistan or whatever the hell it is. They just come up with Moldavia, Kirplakistan, and because it doesn't necessarily take place in our universe.
Right.
But yeah, he finds out that of his noble lineage, and he's apparently they're saying that when he snapped his fingers, it didn't kill him. And I guess he comes back pissed off, and basically wanting to not keep the world safe by being in total control of it.
It's well, I know in the movie, the original Fantastic Four movie, Victor Von Doom was like a friend of Reed Richards. They're or they all worked together doing their side thing, and then he ended up in that accident. He became the bad guy.
He died. The actor who played him. He just Gina told me.
Good night, Tony.
Hey, have a good night, Tone. Thanks for
coming
out.
Later, Tone.
Thanks for watching us, and thanks for actually chatting with us tonight. Definitely, dude. You're more than. If you ever want, I'll send you the link. You'd be more than welcome to join us one night if you want.
I'm starting to talk about comic books, so Tony's clearing out. I'm not hanging around for this.
But yeah, he also played the guy who played Dr. Doolittle, Julian McMahon. He also played in Charmed as a demon, a rogue demon, who ended up marrying or hooking up with Alyssa Milano's character.
Okay.
It was in the movie. In the show Charmed. He played in the show Charmed.
Never saw it.
It was pretty cool back in the day.
That was one of those vampires suck things.
I couldn't get into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I got into Charmed, probably because all three were hot. It was Alyssa Milano, Holly Marie Combs, and Shannon Doherty. Doherty left, and they got I forget the other girl's name, but she was hot too.
No.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. Have a good night. Anyone see any good movies? Yeah, I watched Smokey and the Bandit last night. It was around 11:30. I was downstairs on my couch. The fire was still going off. I'm like, don't die on us, dude.
Because I got a bad coil.
I'm like, it's 11:30. I moved from getting, attacked from upstairs to downstairs. So I'm like, what's going on TV? Like, what's good on Netflix? I'm scrolling through Netflix, up Smokey and the Bandit. I did see the new Beverly Hills Cop, which I want to watch because I didn't watch it yet. The latest Beverly Hills Cop movie. They said it was. I heard it was good. I heard it was not good. I'm gonna check it out. Maybe either tonight or tomorrow on Netflix.
Yeah,
I've been watching a lot more series. As long as they're 4 seasons or more.
I've just been watching the Pawn Stars channel.
I just finished The Strain. It's 4 seasons.
The only thing
Did
about
not like the band.
The only thing about the Pawn Stars channel is, and Gina knows where I'm going. 8 is the denomination. Biggest gold coin the Spanish made. It's like literally every 5 minutes.
Oh, they're back at it now.
That's the movie the show Pawn Stars, right?
Yeah.
Is the father still alive? I heard
No.
The old man? No,
the old man
died.
Passed away.
He died in 2017, I think.
On one of the antenna channels, they had Pawn Stars on, and the father, I was hysterical. I had to laugh at him all the time. He's yelling at everybody, just do this, and nope, he was just clapping.
Chumley.
Oh yeah, Chumley. He always yell Chumley.
Get your ass out here. Chumley. Stop fooling around in that warehouse and get your ass out here.
You're a good girl. Yeah, they're still blowing shit off. I could hear it in the.
Well, they just started around here.
Yeah, they did. I could hear it.
I could hear it but it sounds like it's more like farther away, not like right outside my window like it was like for the last hour.
Actually, Gina, you know what woke me up early today was we had a power failure. I don't know if you're aware of that. The air conditioner shut off and it woke the sudden silence in the room woke me up.
Well, it's like with the GF, like if she doesn't have noise on in her room, it knows that she can't sleep. Like if the TV, like my TV downstairs, with having it's down, it's somehow I have to figure out how to unpro it, but it's after so long it'll shut off if it's an idle and the TV goes off. Well, the box goes out, shuts off, and she's like, silence will literally wake her up out of a dead sleep because there's no noise.
I see.
I'm like, damn.
Boy. Look at this handsome boy. This is Ozzy.
Hi, Ozzy. That's a good looking little cute kitty.
Isn't he gorgeous?
He's a cute kitty.
He looked like a little bat when I brought him in. That's why I called him Ozzy.
Still looks like a little bat.
Right, buddy? Right, my little buddy? Hello, Amber.
I want to.
That was interesting to see Tony.
Yeah, that was. I'm like looking like holy crap. I haven't seen Tony and I couldn't even tell you.
He came over, I don't know, not long after I bought this place, and then the one day he needed a ride out I guess he's still living in Dallas. He needed a ride out there the one time. He was talking about the Leisure Tavern before. He was over there having drinks, and he knows that I'm like walking distance to that bar. So.
Yeah.
In fact, when I get work done on my, I get.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, a lot of times, Gina and I both, we both bought our car. I've been doing business with Valley Chevrolet for over 20 years, and she bought her last car through Valley Chevy. So we both go through their service department, and that's over in Cunningham Ave. I mean, if they ask,
right.
Oh, do you need a ride back? You want a courtesy shuttle? I'll just walk, and I'll walk past the Leisure. I'll walk up by Dan Flood Elementary where I went to school.
Otto.
Yeah, I met Tony through another friend of mine. I don't think I've seen Tony since I'm going to say days either Coughlin or Township. It's been that long ago.
Yeah, probably Coughlin.
He was. I think he was.
Him and Tony Wren were good friends at one point.
He was I think he was at Bishop Hoban, so he was going to school at Hoban.
For a little bit, very briefly, yeah. And from what I remember, that did not last.
Okay. What's up, Nove? Come and give mommy kisses.
It's yeah, I was surprised. He's like, I've been watching you guys for a while.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
And then
I hear you.
And he's like, and he just decided to come say hi. So that's cool. I'll have to tell my friend Jim. I saw him tonight. Talked to him.
Oof.
Yeah, he'd be a trip to have on. I'll tell you that.
Oh, like I said, anytime he wants to come on, and I tell anybody, they want to come on and be a part of the show, hit me up. I'll send you the link.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of fart bubbles here.
I could have up to like what 10 people? No, 10 people. I think I could have up to.
That'd be confusing.
Yeah, that would be, but it'd be cool like to have like when Fred can't come on, have like Tony or someone else step in, or if you guys are out for some reason, have someone come in.
I just realized I'm still mega Mikey. That was a joke from like 2 weeks ago. I got to come up with something new.
First you were low powered Mikey, then now you're mega Mikey.
The low powered, yeah. Somebody, I think you were saying something about high powered. It's like, yeah,
yeah, that was me.
I'm anything but high powered.
Let's see. So my
You know, my attitude at 52 is like, yeah, watch me go home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as I was saying, really excited to see Robert Downey Jr. come back and play Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Well, you missing.
Oh, and they're bringing along with the Fantastic Four, who Reed Richards is going to be played by Pedro Pascal. Along with the Fantastic Four, they are because in the last movie, I don't know if you guys noticed, they introduced adamantium into this Marvel universe. So with the advent of adamantium, that can only mean one thing: you're going to have the Wolverine, and you're going to have the X-Men. And they are Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are reprising their roles that God knows, like they're like 100 years old. But they're going to be
Ian played
Magneto.
Magneto. Yeah. And Picard. Patrick Stewart,
Professor X.
Professor X.
They're going to be reprising their roles as is Rebecca Romijn. She's going to be Mystique again. Apparently, they're taking the original cast. They're not taking the X-Men first class cast. They're taking the original cast of X-Men from like the late 90s, and they're going to bring them into this Marvel universe as the X-Men.
So Hugh Jackman is coming back?
Yeah. Yeah, there's even footage of him out there playing Wolverine in this universe.
Good.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman's going to reprise. I know he said, I don't know, like 10 years ago, I'll never do the prosthetics. I'm allergic to them. You know, I'm never going to do Wolverine again. I'm getting too old. He's going to.
Then they probably like flashed a nice size paycheck in front of him and said, here.
But
yeah,
exactly. They just, they're just like, well, Hugh, dude.
Well, now that he's going through divorce,
millions.
He might have to pay a settlement.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, they just, I'm sure they waved a bunch of money in front of all of them. The guy who played Scott, I can't think of his last name, Cyclops. Good night, Susan.
Have a good night, Susan.
Good night, Susan.
They have shots of him reprising his role as Cyclops. I think they even got Famke Jensen to do Phoenix again, or not Phoenix, but Jean Grey.
Who's that behind me?
I mean, they literally got the entire cast. The original cast from '98 or whenever it was, to reprise their roles and come into the new Marvel universe. Like I said, I was watching the new Captain America movie today, and as soon as I saw it, it's like, oh, they got that adamantium, you know, one of the Celestials fell into the ocean and created.
Oh, you finally
islands.
watched the Captain America movie?
Yeah, and as soon as I saw it, it's like, oh, it's a Celestial. Is it adamantium? Oh yeah, it's made out
Because
entirely.
that Red Hulk was really cool.
Yeah. There's actually more than just two, you know. There's quite a few different colored Hulks. There's like a black Hulk. There's a yellow Hulk. But you know, Banner's the green Hulk, as everybody knows. But as soon as I saw it, it's like the Celestial crashed to Earth, became islands, and it's like, oh god, is it adamantium? Yep, it's made out of adamantium. They got to bring in Wolverine. That's adamantium. Is they got to bring in Stryker and his whole Black Ops, and yeah, because in this universe, the main metal was vibranium, you know, with Wakanda and all that. And, you know, now you got the United States and Japan competing over adamantium, and you know the United States gets a hold of it because Wolverine. Or as he was originally known when they first wiped his memory and made him into Wolverine. He was Weapon X, Weapon 10. And that goes into the whole the Deadpool, because you know, experimenting on mutants to turn them into weapons. That's the program that Wolverine came out of, and why he didn't have memories.
They just screwed with his head. Plain English.
I remember the comics, the one time, like he was in a situation where they went to Japan, and you know, all of a sudden he started speaking fluid Japanese, and it's like, how do you know Japanese? I don't know. I just know it. I don't remember. It was a complete convenient plot, you know, arc for any time they ran into trouble with the character. Oh, well, in his past life, he probably did this. Because he was like all CIA special ops.
I remember in one of the first, like, they showed like how he actually got his Wolverine got his claw things and
Metal claws, not the bone claws.
yeah. First, though, it was the bone, or wood. Was it bone? Wooden?
In the comic, in comic book circles, they refer to him as bone clawed Wolverine, which is Wolverine before adamantium. And then they coated him up with, they coated his skeleton with adamantium. And it was because of his incredible regenerative powers that he was able to survive the procedure. But ultimately, the adamantium was killing him. That's where they got that movie, one of the last ones he did, where Professor X was like practically like 120 years old, and he was taking care of him in Mexico. You know, he was senile. That comes from a line in the comics. Basically, they did a series of comics. Marvel did a series of comics called Old Man Logan, where the adamantium is actually making him sick and killing him. It's destroying his regenerative powers, so he's actually going to end up dying like everybody else. I can't think of the name of the film that they made about it. Like I said, it came from the comic series in Marvel Universe called Old Man Logan. But they did make a movie out of it, and it was really, really good. In fact, now that we're talking about it, I'll end up watching. I haven't seen it in a few years. I'll end up watching it. It's the one where he's like a limo driver. I don't know if you takes place in the future. The X-Men are all destroyed and on the run.
Damn. Never thought someone would destroy the X-Men. No.
Well, they basically they criminalized mutants and started hunting them down. Basically, just like Magneto said they would. It was kind of like one of those Magneto was right scenarios. And I'll tell you, I mean, in our modern world, you probably would be right. If you look back, I mean, when Homo sapiens came on the scene, how long did Neanderthals last? There was some overlap and there was some crossbreeding, but the Neanderthals died out shortly after Cro-Mags came on the scene. Janisovans too. They were another species of human that existed briefly. Once Cro-Mags, aka Homo sapiens, came on the scene, wiped out, gone. We have a tendency, Homo sapiens, we have a tendency to destroy anything that's different than we are. So we were only going to get along with the other humans, the other hominid species that existed here. We were only going to get along with them for so long. And there's a lot of interesting, like, because we appeared in the fossil record practically overnight. Cro-Mags / Homo sapiens. I mean, we just burst onto the scene out of nowhere. With obviously spliced genes, look at human genome too, and tell me that's not a splice. Go and anybody watching, go and research that out. Human genome number 2. There's a lot of things about modern humans that just do not make sense. But yeah, one thing that does make sense though, like I said, once we started showing up in the fossil record, every other species of hominid died. We don't do well with competition. But a good person, and I know Gina Marie will agree with me. A good person to read is Lloyd Pye, Pye. He was a researcher who delved into all of this.
What's his? I'm making a side note. What's his name?
Lloyd, Lloyd, Pye, Pye. You can find any of his lectures on YouTube. He died about 10 years ago. He had cancer. But his research into the field of human evolution is second to none.
Gina, I can't. Are you saying something? I can't hear you.
Sorry. The frozen hot chocolate drink, was that the frozen?
Hey.
Was it frozen hot chocolate?
Yeah, it was actually like hot chocolate.
My brother got that for me last year, I think it was, and we got double the chocolate. Told him double the chocolate, and it was really good.
This was really good. It was small and it was like still big. Yeah, that's what I got today.
I'm driving the cats nuts with Bubbles right now. And what's cool is with the ceiling fan on and the air conditioner on in the other room, it's like really making them go wild.
You're being video bombed by the kitties. It's like you just saw a head come up from behind the couch like this, like she like it's like, wait, that's cool.
Oh, there's a table behind the couch.
Oh,
that's the living room or the dining room.
Yeah, we have the pocket doors open so that she can the air conditioners in the dining room. So
like
she can
you saw a little cat head go. Doop.
Yep,
So
that's Willow.
she could get air. There's a set of pocket doors right there, and we have
Gotcha.
them opened up so she can get air. That's my baby
You see
Luna right there.
Luna. Luna going nuts.
When I go up there,
Luna's one of our first 2 original cats.
Luna has to be within 5 feet of me, no matter where I am up there.
Unless I'm blowing bubbles.
Good.
And when we went to pick up Luna and Artemis when they were babies, we went to visit them there when they were about 3 or 4 weeks old. It was the idea that, I would hold one and Gina would hold one and then we'd trade. So I was holding Luna and petting her and everything. And we went to trade and she screamed. She dug her claws into my shirt and would not let go. And the lady who was giving Luna and Artemis to us, she said, "Oh my God, I've never seen that before." She did not want to be away from me, and that's how it is now. I go up there, she'll follow me everywhere. She'll try to follow me down here. And I'm happy to bring her down here. It's just the 2 cats that are down here right now she doesn't necessarily get along with. So
she doesn't like any of the cats.
Yeah, but she'll sit here and try to pick fights with them. So
yeah. Oh my Ozzy! Stop! I gotta put my foot up.
That's like when I got Goldie years and years ago. Me and the ex-wife were down at Martin's Double E Kennel down near Lancaster area somewhere, and we were looking at a couple dogs to see what we liked and what Well, the Martins had this big not a high fence, but and not high enough so the dog couldn't jump out, but they had a big open. It was in the summer. They had a big open pen to run in and play. And Mrs. Martin's holding Goldie. So I'm standing next to Mrs. Martin, and Mike's wife standing next to me. Well, Goldie literally jumps out of her arms into mine. I looked at my ex-wife and said, "She's ours. This is her. We're bringing her home." And it's like we can't not take her. Like she literally just I was like, whoa, and even Mrs. Martin was looking at like wow, yep. So Goldie was with us ever since, and she was with me till she died. Now I got this other little one, don't I, Molly? Mm-hmm.
I want to say thank you to Matt and Fred for donating to my GoFundMe.
I saw someone clicked the QR code. I just didn't know who it was, but good. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Okay.
I've given up posting it anymore. Doesn't seem like anybody's seeing it on Facebook.
Gotta actually move the camera when there when I talked just now. I'm seeing a lot of thumbnails on YouTube, but I guess Black Sabbath did their last concert today. Looks like they got.
Didn't Ozzy return to play with them or something?
Yeah, they have him in this Prince of Darkness chair because he can no longer stand up. Parkinson's has really, wrecked his mobility.
I think Ozzy's just wrecked across the board.
No, man.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
Yeah, that too.
Parkinson's is a really destructive,
Oh,
disease.
He has Parkinson's?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought all the drugs he did finally just got to his head.
No. I mean, when you all that stuff, when it's when he's like, let me, and then when he goes to sing, "Generals gathered in their masses," it's totally clear. But when he tries to talk, it's that's took years to figure it out, but it's like, holy shit, he actually has Parkinson's disease.
There was
That's what
years ago. Remember the show The Osbournes?
Yeah.
That was right around when BMW just brought out the new 740 sedan with, the push, the voice activation crap that like every car has like really now. But because of Ozzy's voice and how he talked, the car couldn't recognize what he was saying. So you just get tired, start cursing at it because the car wouldn't understand. It's like, but Shara, but it's like the car's like, error or unknown, and it's like, son of a bitch, because the car couldn't understand him. But when he sang, like he's saying, clears a fucking bell. Well, excuse me, clears a bell.
Yeah, well, like I said, really, I mean, it was really sad. They did a group photo, and he was literally had both hands on a cane. He was doubled over, like he could only stand as high as Tony Iommi's waist. That's how low he was bent.
Damn.
And it's like, why couldn't you could have just had him in a wheelchair? Why'd you have to try?
Or just leave him sit in that. You said he had that Prince of Darkness chair.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and having people stand around them, instead of making them like, yeah.
Well, when they did they not too long ago, they inducted him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his solo work. Like Sabbath's already been in the Hall of Fame,
right?
Like Ozzy and Randy, Ozzy and Jake, like all that stuff, all his solo work. They got it. They did an induction for him. He couldn't even sing at they had him in a chair on the stage, and all he really did, they handed him a microphone when they kicked in the Crazy Train. They had him scream all aboard into the microphone, and that was about the best he could do at the time.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, I mean, like, they had other people, like, members, like they had Zach there, like, playing a lot of guitar. They had Eddie's son there, Wolfgang. They had him playing Crazy Train, and he played the solo to it. He was phenomenal. He played it. I mean, I'll tell you right now, playing that solo note for note is not easy, and he did it note for note.
He played Rhodes' part. The solo Randy Rhodes did.
Yeah.
Wolfgang did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you it's worth looking up when the Foo Fighters drummer died and they did that benefit for him. They had Wolfgang come out and play Hot for Teacher in Panama, and he grabbed one of his father's old guitars and played both songs absolutely note perfect. Like you would think it was Eddie playing.
Didn't he try and get like a band going and it just didn't.
No, it's still going. Mammoth WVH. It's basically Wolfgang's Mammoth. And yeah, he plays all the instruments. Like he's multi-instrumental.
I was saying, I know he was playing like when Eddie was alive, he was playing Michael Anthony's spot as bass.
Right. And when he was asked about that, he said, well, it was the only open slot. So
he could have done, regardless, he could have done anything.
He could have done his father's parts. In fact, I'd love to see a Van Halen reunion where they put Wolfgang in his father's spot because he's that good.
Well, I think if I read after a while, Michael Anthony ended up playing for Sammy Hagar.
He still does.
Oh, does he still?
Yeah, they have a band together called Chickenfoot, and the guitar player is Satriani plays guitar, and
Michael Anthony on bass.
Michael Anthony on bass. The drummer, I forget the guy's name, but it is the drummer, the old drummer from the Chili Peppers. It's like a super group. But one thing about Michael Anthony has a phenomenal singing voice, and all those sweet harmonies that you hear in like the early Van Halen stuff.
That was Michael Anthony.
Yeah,
well, that makes sense.
The thing is, he harmonizes. Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, in fact, on Van Halen 3, he actually sang a song
That
on
was with
Gary Sharon
yeah.
from Extreme. Uh, basically, Michael Anthony harmonized really well with David Lee Roth, but his harmonies that he did with Sammy Hagar were phenomenal. I mean, if you listen to things like Best of Both Worlds or the harmonies that he was singing with Sammy Hagar were absolutely spot on, phenomenal. The two of them, their voices meshed together really well, and it's nice to know. I mean, they're still doing that. Like they're coming up with new material, and it's probably, I mean, at least for '90s Van Halen, it's the closest you're going to get to it.
Oh, speaking of Van Halen and like the the members of Van Halen, my buddy Jim, who actually like that's how I met Tony Latlis. He's going to see Van Halen play like next month, or not Van Halen, David Lee Roth. In a short time, he's going to see David Lee Roth play.
Oh, nice.
I was like, yeah, I just want to go. I'm like, oh, I can't do that anymore. I probably could get the time off that quick. I'm sure you probably get a ticket, but
Roth has a decent voice. Roth is more of an entertainer than a singer, and you'd probably be the first one to admit that.
oh yeah. Hey, Molly, you good girl?
But he's also one thing that's really overlooked about David Lee Roth is he's a really good guitar player.
David Lee Roth?
Yeah, if you listen to like a lot of the acoustic stuff that you hear in the early Van Halen, like Ice Cream Man, Take Your Whiskey Home, and you hear that funky blues acoustic guitar in the beginning of both. That's David Lee Roth playing.
I thought that was like Eddie, or
No.
I mean, not Eddie. For Ice Cream Man, doom doom doom. I thought that was like Michael Anthony.
No, that's David Lee Roth playing. That's Roth playing an acoustic. Also, take your whiskey home.
I just finally heard that song like just a short time ago.
Could This Be Magic is a really good one. You can actually hear they're in the studio together with two acoustics, Eddie and Dave, and they're like bantering back and forth on the two acoustics, and that's off Women and Children First. It's one of the last songs, one of the last tracks on the record. But sail away with someone's daughter. Better save the women and children first. That's you like I said, you hear two acoustic guitars. That's Eddie and Dave.
Not even.
Yeah, Dave's actually a very accomplished player. He just doesn't make a big deal about it.
It's like, yeah, Ice Cream Man, dude. And I never realized, well, when I was younger, now but when I was younger, Pretty Woman, I didn't realize they covered off of.
Yeah, they also screwed up the bridge. He's the first to admit it.
Well, who did Pretty Woman first?
Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
And Dave actually sounds a lot like him too when he's. But yeah, Diver Down, half the album is covers, which Eddie hated the album totally.
I thought Diver Down was a good album though.
Well, it's Eddie's least favorite, and in fact, it's the reason why he built 5150, because he's like, when they Dancing in the Street, there's like a synth riff that starts it off and goes throughout the whole song, a synthesizer riff, and Dave's basically singing "Dancing in the Streets" over it. And he's like, that was supposed to be something totally different. That was another song I was working on. They heard it and stole it and used it on Dancing in the Streets. And he's like, you know what? If I had my own studio, this stuff wouldn't happen. And that's why he built 5150 to keep that. He didn't want anything like that ever happening again. So he wanted more control over his own music.
Like I like the Roy Orbison, the original Pretty Woman version, but I mean, Van Halen's version I think is pretty good too.
Oh, it's damn good. The Big Bad Bill is Sweet William Now off that album. That's
I remember.
if you remember, there's like a bassoon part in it. Like there's somebody playing a horn part. It's a bassoon.
Okay.
That's Jan Van Halen. That's Eddie and Alex's dad playing the bassoon.
Damn.
They brought him into the studio. They wanted to get their they wanted to get their. He wasn't in the best health, and it's like
They wanted to get him on a track.
Yeah, they wanted to track him and have him on a Van Halen because it's his name. They wanted to have him on a Van Halen album. Jan Van Halen was a very accomplished musician, and he was a multi instrumentalist. He played sax, piano, a bunch of different horn instruments, and he's the one who brought the family to America and everything. I mean, Eddie and Alex. Alex Van Halen to this day can still speak Dutch.
So whatever happened to Alex Van Halen? Like,
he quit music. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to make music with anybody other than his brother.
I can see that. I mean,
that's a shame. I mean, he's a damn good drummer. He's a very accomplished drummer.
I mean, I could see him not like he played with his brother all his life.
Yeah. And he never did anything outside of Van Halen. I mean, Eddie played on Michael Jackson's Beat It. Eddie he did a project called Starfleet Academy with Brian May of Queen. Like Eddie did a bunch of outside stuff. The band hated when he did it, but he still did it. Alex never did anything outside of Van Halen.
They had, I remember on one episode of 2.5 Men when it was still with Charlie Sheen. Charlie has to like go to the bathroom, like he has to go, and out of the bathroom walks Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I was like, still Van Halen,
Yeah, he like I said, I mean, Alex about a year ago sold off all of his drum equipment. Like he auctioned it off.
So he just literally just walked away from it, like not even like just everything gone.
He says too that with his age and different health problems that he has, he can really no longer play drums. He feels that he's not an effective drummer anymore. But I mean, what really you'll never know. I mean, I would love to see a reunion. I'd love to see both lineups, like Roth and Hagar, which that would never happen because the egos on both of them are.
Well, I think I remember reading or hearing on YouTube or something at one point.
They did a tour together.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they did a tour. Might have been a short tour, but it was. I don't know who, but.
I think they switched back and forth. It was called the Sans Halen Tour, where Dave did his solo stuff and Sammy did his solo stuff.
And I think they did some Van Halen stuff.
Some Van Halen stuff, and they, Sammy would mix in, I guess, stuff from his solo career and Montrose. And, Dave would do stuff from his solo career and Van Halen. And they would open for each other, like they would switch, like one would open one night. The thing is, it got to the point where they were communicating through lawyers. Like it got to the point where Dave just would not be in the same room with Sammy anymore.
Wonder why.
Dave's an ego. Dave is an ego. You can't. Dave's an ego, and Sammy has a much better voice. So. I'm sure there's plenty of times where Dave's ego got really badly bruised when Sammy would get on stage and blow out some really, really, mega notes out of his throat.
I remember it was on one of the when Sammy was with Van Halen. It's one of their tours where he did Jump and he did Panama, and he did a hell of a job pulling off those two songs.
And he hated doing it.
And he said he hated doing it?
Absolutely hated it. surprised that you heard him do Jump, because from anything I ever heard, he always refused to. He hated the song, and he refused to do it. They mostly focus, if you notice. I mean, they would, for an encore or something. Yeah, they do something like Panama, or maybe what did they might have pulled one of the old ones out, like Really Got Me, or, which was a cover anyway.
Hagar did do. They did it. I remember listening. Hagar did do "You Really Got Me." They did it on stage live.
Like I said, it's a cover song anyway, so Sammy wouldn't be so opposed to it, and it was a good sized hit for them. But yeah, basically, from what I understand, Sammy didn't like the lyrics of Jump, and didn't like where it came from, because I think I discussed this here once before.
I don't think we did. Not that
Dave wrote the lyrics. Nobody wanted to do keyboards on a Van Halen song until Ted Templeman heard Eddie playing Jump and said that's a hit, and told Dave more or less like, hey, write lyrics to that. So Dave went home and he's writing lyrics, and he's trying to figure out what to come up with. And there's a guy, I think it was Golden Gate Bridge. It was like he was like watching KTLA or whatever, and there was a guy, they had live shot of San Francisco, where there's a guy up on the Golden Gate threatening to jump, and Dave's in front of the TV. Yeah, jump! Go ahead, jump!
And that's how that started rolling that song.
That's where it came from.
Well, I don't hear any more booms outside, which is nice.
Yeah, I've been listening and here, haven't heard anything.
Certainly not like last night, and I'm sorry, but last night compared to years past was pretty tame.
It was just a nightmare last night. Like, even Judy got Judy right, and it was just bad. But I mean, you it's the 4th of July fair that's going to happen, so I was like, just getting prepared, just to know how bad it was going to get.
I have, living here, I have heard worse Memorial Day fireworks than we had last night.
Crap, Mother Nature's calling. One sec.
Well, you know what it's time for.
Don't like the show.
It's the Mike Show. With me, I'm Mike. It's the Mike Show. And we got lots of good guests. Thing is, I was going to get up and go to the bathroom, too. We normally call it quits around now. And, this is normally when I get up and...
I'm actually getting really tired.
I'm getting really thirsty, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well,
I'm going to try this one.
I still have the litter boxes. That looks like kind of like it would be like the one that you like.
This is the apple cider, but it's blackberry. With blackberry again. I guess it's like blackberry mixed in the apple cider. I don't know. I'll try it. Well, hello, Miss Luna.
All right, well.
Oh, it smells so good.
I can't hold this back.
I'm sorry.
I didn't realize it was after 11. I was like, oh crap. Yeah, when Mike comes back, we'll wrap it. I didn't realize it was after 11.
Yeah, I was looking for a movie, and apparently it's not available for streaming. So it's a movie called After the Promise. Has Mark Harmon in it.
Mark Harmon. I know that name. Who is he? Who did he play in? Mark Harmon. Oh, he's the NCIS.
NCIS?
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, guys, for you guys that are hanging out with us still, I see between Not sure what platforms, but thank you. You know, we appreciate you hanging out with us all night. And once Mike comes back, we'll wrap it up. Closing another awesome week, another awesome show.
Ugh. Heartburn.
I still don't know why I can't get to connect to Instagram. Don't know.
Come here, Olin. Come here, buddy. Come here. Oh.
Oops.
He just wants to be on my freaking knee scooter.
Oh.
Where he's not supposed to be. So I have to get the squirt bottle.
Uh-oh.
I have it so it's not like a mainstream. It's more like the mist. And I hate it. I just have to reach for it usually.
Say no.
Unfortunately, when he gets told no, and he gets sprayed, he gets mad and then goes after one of the other cats.
Oh, no.
Isn't that right, you little doo-doo head?
Mm.
What's up, Cupie? What's the matter, Cupie? Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Hi,
Yeah.
hi. Mike and I were talking the other day about Cupie.
You guys thought?
When she first came in the house, she was afraid
Trash the place.
of everybody. Like, she wouldn't come near us. And the one time she was running past, and I just put my hand out, like, you know, like this, and got her really quick across the back, and she just stopped mid-run and looked at me like, oh, that felt good. Do that again. And ever since then, she is like a needy little brat who insists on getting pets.
Well, guys, I guess I didn't realize it was after 11. So I heard you guys talking about it. I was like,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
shit. No, I was like, oh, crap.
I heard
So
you
we'll
singing,
wrap-
though.
Oh, you heard me? Oh, yeah. See, my house, the way it's set up, when you go upstairs, I don't have a hallway. I just have like a little, like, you walk up the stairs, there's a bathroom, there's my office, and then there's my bedroom. So it's like, yeah, you could literally. I didn't realize you heard that.
Oh, yeah, we're laughing. And then I sang it.
All right, guys. Thank you for another great week. Thank you for another great show. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Susan, Tony, who claims he's been watching us and just decided to make an appearance tonight.
Don't forget Fred and Matt.
Matt, Fred. Well, Fred didn't come on. Matt did, though. Susan, everybody, thank you who watches. But then Judy from up the street. We appreciate all yous and look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same channel.